In the book of the Wisdom of Solomon, we have a very good explanation of how the mind of the wicked, how the mind of the unrighteous works, and also of their thoughts and their feelings against God and his children. Let's read verse 1. For they reasoned unsoundly, saying to themselves, short and sorrowful is our life, and there is no remedy when a man comes to his end, and no one has been known to return from Hades. Which is foolishness. We know that the spirit, which is consciousness, is eternal. You see, but a fleshly man, a carnal man, an Esau or Cain, cannot perceive that, you see. 1 Corinthians chapter 2, verse 14, for the natural man, the carnal man, receives not the things of the Spirit of God, because they are what? They are foolishness unto him, which we are about to read. Neither can he know them, because they are spiritually, internally received, you see. So he rejects the Spirit, and he embraces his own fleshly nature as the only thing that there is. Verse 2, because we were born by mere chance, and hereafter we shall be as though we had never been, because the breath in our nostrils is smoke, and reason is a spark kindled by the beating of our hearts. Again, that this is foolishness. Like the scriptures say, all things are bare, laid open, naked for the eye, to see that everything was created by God, and for him, and through him, everything. It is obvious. How can all of this be random happenstance, you see? It's nonsense, it's foolishness, you see? The carnal man can't receive the Spirit, the truth, he can't. Verse 3, when it is extinguished, the body will turn to ashes and the spirit will dissolve like empty air. Do you see the foolishness? Spirit cannot cease to exist. You see, death is simply psychological suffering. Death is the carnal mind, also known as Satan. Satan is the accuser of the brethren. He accuses you before God. I am. Before God's loving nature or awareness of being. I am worthless, I am stupid, I am powerless. Those are the accusations of Satan, or the carnal mind, the flesh mind. The mind of the people we are reading about here. You see, when this body ceases to exist, when your spirit leaves this body, you are leaving the body, because you are the spirit, you are the consciousness in the body. It cannot die in the sense of ceasing to exist, but it can die, meaning it can suffer psychologically, you see. That is death, produced by the carnal mind, which is the flesh mind. Our name will be forgotten in time, and no one will remember our works. Our life will pass away like the traces of a cloud, and be scattered like mist that is chased by the rays of the sun and overcome by its heat. You see, all kinds of vain thoughts. For our allotted time is the passing of a shadow, and there is no return from our death, which is nonsense. There is a return from death, and the return is through Christ, which is God's loving nature, who translates us from death unto life, right? Death is the carnal mind. Life and peace is the spiritual mind, you see? We are translated from the old mind, or the Old Testament. Ment, M-E-N-T, is Latin, it means mind. We are traveling from the old mind, the Old Testament, to the new mind, the spiritual mind, which is the promised land, you see? So there is a return. They are lying. Why do they lie? Because they love lies. You see, they love their wickedness. They love their fleshly lusts. They have made lies their refuge, as it is written in the book of Isaiah, chapter 28, verse 15. Because it is sealed up and no one turns back. Come therefore, let us enjoy the good things that exist and make use of the creation to the full as in youth. As it is written in the book of Isaiah, chapter 22, verse 13, let us eat and drink, for tomorrow we shall die. That's their attitude, you see. Let us take our fill of costly wine and perfumes, and let no flower of spring pass us by. So no fleshly indulgence is ever passed upon by them. They will indulge in it. Let us crown ourselves with rosebuds before they wither. Verse 9, let none of us fail to share in our revelry. Do you see this wickedness? They seek to entice you to join their wickedness, their foolishness. And when you don't do that, you become their enemy, which we are going to read about in a second. Everywhere, let us leave signs of enjoyment, because this is our portion and this is our lot. This is actually true. The carnal man's lot is his fleshly desires. The sin that is pleasurable for a season, and its fruit, death, comes afterwards. So they have a very short season of pleasure. You see? And then they die. They just die. They just reap psychological suffering, which is the product or the fruit or the effect of their sin, their wrong thought. You see? Verse 10, let us oppress the righteous poor man. Do you hear this wicked shit? Let us not spare the widow, nor regard the gray hairs of the aged. Do you see? They hate the righteous man, the right thinking man, the godly man, which means a loving man, because God is love, you see? They don't even want to spare the widow, nor old people. You see how wicked these people are? They only care about themselves because they are trapped in the carnal mind. The carnal mind is rooted in fear and hatred and in selfishness, in getting and acquiring selfishly. That's, by the way, the name of Cain. Cain's name literally means to get and to acquire. So his name, and name means nature, his nature is selfishness, you see? Verse 11. But let our might be our law of right, for what is weak proves itself to be useless. Do you listen to this wicked nonsense? Let our might be our law of right. Sounds kind of like the blessing that Esau got. Didn't he get the blessing of the sword? Isn't that his blessing? The right of might? Yeah, that's the power that the carnal fleshman trusts in. He trusts in his weapons, in his fleshly, worldly weapons, in his sword, in his guns, you see? That's what he trusts in. Let us lie in wait for the righteous man, because he is inconvenient to us and opposes our actions, you see? He reproaches us for our sins against the law and accuses us of sins against our training. You see, they were trained. Do you see how they lied before? They lied that there was no instruction or anything like that. They didn't know what they were doing, so then we just gonna indulge in our fleshly lusts, right? Now they are admitting that the righteous man accuses them of their sins against our training. So they admit they had training in the way of the Father, in the way of love. But love is contrary to selfishness, to carnal fleshly people. They can't endure it. So neither automatically they can endure you. They can't. He professes to have knowledge of God, which is love, and calls himself a child of I am. You see, they hate that. He became to us a reproof of our thoughts. You see, their wicked wrong thoughts, their sins. You see, they are trapped in the carnal mind. Satan keeps accusing them. I am useless, I am stupid, I am powerless. Now somebody comes who is righteous, right thinking, who is versed in the knowledge of God or love, and he tries to help them and reprove them. And what do? Doesn't Christ say that the people put sweet for bitter and bitter for sweet, love for evil and even evil for love, good for bad and bad For good? Do you see how they take the good that the godly man is trying to give them and they turn it into evil? They are incapable of receiving the things of the Spirit of God, which is love. They can't receive love. You see? The very sight of him is a burden to us because his manner of life is unlike that of others and his ways are strange. You see, to the selfish mind, love is strange. Do you see how twisted, how wicked and perverse these people are in their mind? We are considered by him as something base-minded, and he avoids our ways as unclean. He calls the last end of the righteous happy and boasts that God is his father. Love is my father. Let us see if his words are true and let us test what will happen at the end of his life. You see, these people, these wicked people, they are rage baiting you to see whether you be of God. But you keep the patience, the word of Christ's patience, which is silence. Wasn't Christ brought before Pilate like a lamb ready to be sheared? Didn't he shut his mouth? He answered Pilate not a word, so neither do you answer these wicked people anything. For if the righteous man is God's son, he will help him, and will deliver him from the hand of his adversaries. So they're rage baiting you. Verse 19, let us test him with insult and torture, that we may find out how gentle he is and make trial of his forbearance. How wicked is that? Do you see what they are doing to people who actually show them love? Do you see how wicked these people are? Do you now see why you are told to turn away from these people? Light has no fellowship with darkness. You see? Let us condemn him to a shameful death. According to what he says, he will be protected. Do you see the wickedness? Thus they reasoned, but they were led astray, for their wickedness blinded him. You see, God sees the wicked counsel of the wicked. Matter of fact, he watches their imaginations. Doesn't it say in the book of Ezekiel chapter 8 verse 12 that God is watching the chambers of your imagery, your imagination? Whatever you imagine in your thoughts and in your heart to do or say, God sees it and he rewards you accordingly. And if you dig a pit for someone, the scriptures also tell you, you are gonna fall into it. So all the wicked shit that these people imagine against you, they will fall into it. They will hang on the gallows. Just like Haman, that wicked. Verse 22. And they did not know the secret purposes of God, nor hope for the wages of holiness, which means set apartness, nor discern the prize for blameless souls. They don't consider what it means to touch God's anointed. Touch not mine anointed, it is written, because you will eat whatever you're putting out on him. And 7 times worse. How stupid can you be to reject God's anointed, who is telling you of his love, which is the way out of death, which you say doesn't exist? For God created man for incorruption and made him in the image of his own eternity. You see? What is God's image and his likeness? You see, God is a spirit, so his image and his likeness is spiritual. His image and his likeness is the thoughts and feelings that are in us, you see? thoughts and feelings, the husband and the wife, Adam and Eve, you see. But through the devil's envy, death entered the world, and those who belong to his party experience it. So, through the carnal mind's envy, psychological suffering entered into the world, into their heart, into their being. That's the world. You see, God gave you dominion over the earth. Earth is an anagram for heart. He gave you dominion over your being, in other words. You see? So, because these people have rejected God, love, what happens to them? But through the carnal mind's envy, you see, they envy you. Psychological suffering has entered into their being, their world, or their heart, you see? And those who belong to its party, to the carnal mind, to the flesh mind, which is superficial and selfish and hateful and bitter, they experience the self-same. Do you see? All the hatred, all the envy, all the bitterness, all the wicked imaginations that they imagined in the chambers of their imagery is now returning upon their own head. You see? They tried to dig a pit for you. Now they fall into it. They prepared the gallows just like Haman in the Old Testament for you. But they are going to hang on the gallows. You see? Because you reap what you sow. The universal law of love. You see? Love your neighbor as yourself. If you want to reap good, sow good. If you want to reap evil or death, then you sow evil like these wicked ass people. You see? That's it for now.